Hey guys, it's Tom. What we have here for you today is a really nice knife from Smith& Wesson. Not a big fan of Smith& Wesson knives, but this one I am. And the reason why I am is because I've had two of them so far and have not been able to break either of them. The gentleman that was going to Kuwait on a deployment, a young man, he looked at me. I was using a knife one day. He said to me, "Where'd you get that?" Told him, he said, "I'm going on deployment, man. That'd be perfect." Here you go. He took it with him. I haven't seen or heard of him since, so God willing, he's still around. Second one I gave it to my son, and he lost it on a camping trip. How you lose something this big, I'll never know. But he's destroyed and lost a lot of stuff. So I said once before, he's never easy on equipment. So take a look at this. Smith& Wesson Homeland Security. This is Cerakote camouflage. These ribs up here are nothing. I don't know what they're there. Maybe break wire, maybe, but that's about it. They're not sharp. They're not nothing to saw with, notch with, or anything else. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I believe this is one of the first harpoon type blades because you have this notch here. I'll explain to you what it's for in a second. So you got a nice finger choil here, which you know me in choils, but this works out fairly good. The guard is an integral guard. It's at a 25-degree slant with holes drilled in it for lashing. You got a rifle stock G10 handle, scaled 6-inch long handle with a lanyard slot in the back and a little glass breaker back there. These are G10, and the knife itself is a quarter of an inch thick. So it's a hefty blade. It weighs right in around a pound, maybe a pound and a half. Got a beautiful tanto on it. Tanto. Good sharp tip here, which is there's a reasoning behind tantos and the reason why they're made. Now I can stab you with this, and then when I hook the knife, I'm cutting you internally with this, cutting you internally with this, and with this. Or if I miss you with this one, I can hook you with that tip but still stab into you. Then I'd be cutting you with this way and cutting you this way and stabbing you this way. Smart design. Or if I catch you just completely at the tip and I have it at the right angle, I got this little blade right here that's cutting you wide open rather than catching you with the big blade. Some guys don't even sharpen these. They just leave them tip point. And this is where they're cutting with. This is just for penetration. It's all up to you. So it's 8.5-inch blade, 6-inch handle. Now, if we grab a hold of the knife here, I'm left-handed, so we'll grab it left-handedly. This is a 25-degree cant. Now you have the cant here, which holds your two fingers right there in that little gun stock part, and you got the rest of the G10 out there. Okay. But if you put your finger up here in the choil, now you not only got controllability from the choil, stabbing ability, but you're also catching that top guard and the bottom guard with the comfortable cant or comfortable degree of angle. This up here fits your thumb perfectly for push cuts. That's why I said I think this is honestly and that guard there does not get in the way of your hand. See that? It's barely touching it. So I think this is one of the first tanto or first harpoon tips type blades I've ever seen out. This came out in early 2000s. Now, I said this was a second production run. Let's get to the sheath. This sheath is your standard Credora sheath with the plastic insert that's canted to fit the blade. Does come with this removable pouch. A lot of guys do remove these. I leave them on because I like to put some survival supplies in there. Got a compass in there, matches, and all the happy stuff. Leg tie outs and a drain hole. Your typical, charade adjustable retention strap, and it is the on and off easy Velcro loop. Is Molly compatible, or Mole, or Melee, or whatever they call it, but it's compatible to it. And it is what it is. Now, first production run. First production run, this was just a webbing sheath, or webbing belt loop, two retention straps. This down here had a pouch on it, but the sheath itself was made out of a hard plastic. And it had a D-ring on each side of here and a big D-ring on the bottom to hold on, and it was Molly compatible. That's your first production. This is your second production run. I've had first production runs, and I like the sheaths a lot better than I do this one. Now, this is a combat blade, survival blade, whatever. Now, a lot of guys in my arena say to me, what would you want a blade that big for? Well, if I was out on a search and rescue, and I was out on a combat mission away from most everything else, I want something I could hack through brush with. This will do it. I want something I could carve major pieces of wood for traps and stuff. This will do it. I want something that would make a fire. This will do it because this is sharp here as long as you had something in this pouch to make a fire with, like a ferro rod or whatever. Besides that, it's a tanto, which is a fighting style knife. Well, any knife is a defensive knife, but since it's a tanto, it's more adapt to fighting. And I do like the grinds of this knife. You can see here your center grind, and you have a swedge up there where that scallop is, right down to the tip. Love these knives. It's a gray and black camo, by the way, in case you've seen kind of a bluish color on there, like that. This is gray and black. But I absolutely love these types of knives from Smith & Wesson. Very seldom do you find a gun stock handle on any knife. The handle is kind of blocky. I did take a Dremel tool and take the corners down off of it because it did create hot spots with the corners. And these are kind of sharp. You might want to hit them with a Dremel tool too. Outside of that, though, is a great knife made by Smith & Wesson for Homeland Security. Never seen anybody carrying one for Homeland Security, but that's what it was for. Early 2000 manufacturer. Second production run came out in 2005. And they did make a whole bunch of these. There was folders, there was double-edged, there was these, there was Bowie type. So yeah, there is a whole collection if you want to collect these Homeland Securities. And there was a 1, 2, and 3 version. On some of them, there was a third. There was a first, a second on these. Yeah, this is Smith & Wesson, Homeland Security. Beautiful knife. If you have a chance to pick one up because you collect Bowies or whatever, this is one you want to have in your collection. These are fast running out to be found and a good knife to put in your collection. So this is Tom. I want to thank you for your time and your patience. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please do. And don't forget to share the video out. We will see you guys on the next one.